Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Um, I'm a bit not nervous. I'm supposed to have a recording this morning, but unfortunately it's turning to afternoon, and I need to get this done. Yes. I think the last video that I sent was the one about Lagos State government and all that. There were other three, but I chose to step them down and quickly do this because there are issues that need to be addressed. Um, okay. I oh my god. So apologies. So I'm going to be talking about a few issues. It could spread into two videos. It could be one, but I'm going to be as detailed as possible. There are issues that are concerns all of us, and they are about progress. I'm going to talk about Next 27 and the Nigerian maritime industry, securing our future, and the fierce urgency of now. I'm going to be talking about the CILC Ceuta saga and the endless conundrum on CVFF. I'm going to be talking about the roll call of good men in my career journey. It's important that we highlight the good news, you know, and also for several reasons that you would find along the line as we progress in this particular production. Let me start by addressing to men. When I sent out the broadcast about Salami, Ram, and all that, and Kubana's burial, that I needed men in my life, people that could give me cow and ram and all that. I have this nasty person, friend, is my friend. He's very nasty because I want his boss to transfer him to Potiscom on my behalf. Maybe. Sometimes in 2015, he promised me to Venza. I never asked him. And, okay, no problem. Christmas gifts. I will collect now. What's my business? He's a civil servant, though. Unfortunately, Venza didn't come for over a year. I didn't bother. Then he said the ship sank, something happened to the container, all kinds of stories, no problem. I was on my own and he said I should order another car of my choice that is not below 40 million. I said, you dey Chris, no problem. So when I did this other thing, he said he was going to send me 350 rams, something cow, 96 days, but they all had to be COVID free, and he asked to import. That was when I knew that, see, you're sick. What's the solution to your problem? I'm going to tell your boss to create an office for you out of Apapa. Maybe you can go to Potiscom or what's that place? Chibok in Maiduguri. Just get out of Lagos and Abuja, where we are not going to be seeing you, where we don't have nothing on network, so you won't be able to have time to disturb me. So that's his judgment. There's another of my other oga from Abuja again. A long time ago, I told him to let us run for presidency and vice presidency. He will collect the ticket for presidency. Me, I'll be the vice president. And me, I'll be troubling him. I'll be the one in charge of the economics and all that. And I can make you laugh a lot. So I'll be the troublemaker. So that didn't work. Okay, one day I was broke and I said I needed $1 million. Just $1 million. Naira is useless now. So I said, please, anybody that has access to President Buhari should help me tell him that I'm broke, and I don't need plenty money. I'm very humble. Just give me $1 million. And they said, why does he have to tell President Buhari? It's something he can handle on his own. I was like seriously, I'll be so appreciative of that kind of gesture. Guess what? When it was time to deliver the money, so let me send account number. I said he doesn't do money laundering. He doesn't have to transfer that kind of amount. I said, it's not a big deal. Just bag. I can collect bag. Wetin do me? Oh, Ghana must go now. Then they started giving me all sorts of excuses. It was an ex-banker. That was where that promise ended. No worries. So this time he was the one that said, he will send me a G-Wagon and 2 car and they will come by DHL. I said, I know you. You will never fulfill your promise. And it's not good for them to be knowing us as APC like we don't fulfill promises. I said, remain your vice president, or if you do this one, no wahala. We will dust the tickets. Guess what? When it was time for deliver G-Wagon, he said, what do I want to do with it? That our party is a party of democratic humanism. I've never heard that kind of English in my life. Democratic humanism. So I disowned him from that day. I can never run a joint ticket with somebody that doesn't keep promises. So those are two bad people, and I will report him to somebody later. So that's just by the way. So I needed to do this for some reasons to roll out the roll call of good men in my career journey, people that have impacted me positively. And I want to please ask you to please follow carefully. There are a lot of life lessons that you will learn as I dish out my journey with us men. And if you are fortunate, your name is mentioned, whatever. But like I said, I'm learning from you, you are learning from me. And for people that didn't know that I actually have a television program, the employment show that we started as far back as 2012. We started production in I think then LTV. We had a slot on TVC. We had even a radio program on TVC. God bless the memory of RDJ, Richard L. Johnson, and his friend Heisman, still alive, who took me to him then. We had LTV told us to be in control of our program. We remember going to Terra Culture, there was issue of oil and all that. We had to convert our training room to a studio. We had to pad and all that. I had to talk about 150 CEOs in a year, and at the end of the day, interview about 60, 50 thereabout. It was very tasking on me and my team. And also it looks like it wasn't an high day whose time has come. I hate to look for sponsorship and support and all that. So we rejigged her program in such a manner because we have different programs under the employment clinical this thing. And of course we know what policy was then. And the economy had to be blossoming. We didn't want something that government would control. We have a 60 million market of unemployed people, and we didn't just want to be talking to people without practical solutions. When you talk at the people, what's next? When you bring the personalities and they talk about the same problems that everybody already knows about, so what's next? So we had programs that spilled out as a result of our engagement across board. But like I said, once you start working 24 hours around the clock, 365 days as a woman, it has its own impact on my personal life. So I had to step aside for a while, not going away from anything, rejigged, and of course you know what the Nigerian challenges are. So I have not gone back to the television program full scale. For some of you that said I have a lot of skills, there's nothing I can't do. I can present on TV, I can present on radio, I have programs in the power sector, in the maritime sector, all sorts, about 30 different legs. I've done a lot of my life in the last 10 years. Like I said, I cover them because when they boom, bam, I'm just going to be as busy as another Oyedepo or Dangote. So I needed to take care of some things in my life, which I have done. But all those things are by the way that needed to be addressed. So let me quickly get to work ASAP. I want to start with, like I said, roll call of women in my career journey. Number one is a very elderly man. I will mention his name until I finish talking about him. One day I sat at Eco Hotel at the Maritime Round Table, hosted by Mrs. Ify Akerele in 2012. And someone walked in and sat beside me very gently and asked me where are they on the program, and I pointed. I didn't know the person was supposed to be on the panel, so he came in 5 minutes to the time that he gave me. Unfortunately, when he came in, the program had not started, so it was like this wasn't worth his while. He broke through a lot of protocol, personal schedules, and all that to be able to honor that invitation. So, as a typical business-minded person like Ronke, he needed to get into that place, get his stuff done, and get out. Unfortunately, they're talking stories, ramblings, and all that ran into an house. So, before it got to his turn, but I remember as soon as he sat down, a paper flew into his hand. There were 10 pressmen, so happy to see him, so glad he's there and all that. So he passed it on to me. Okay, me, I didn't know anything. Less than 5-10 seconds, another paper flew into my own hand. Ronke, it is a rare privilege to be sitting with chairman of XYZ. Any opportunity to be able to do anything with him will catapult you to high heavens forever. So when I saw that, I looked at chairman, I was scared because I've read a lot about the person. I've seen his impact at Oil Money in London. I've seen how he sponsors energy and all that. I've seen very big company and the person is the one that is as humble as just walking like that. It's not possible. So I stood up and went to the convenience at the hotel and I placed a call which one is even my own that they sent me a paper. But the way that person communicated with me, Like I said, this one, it's not possible. Somebody cannot be humble. It's not possible. Somebody like this cannot be humble like this. So then, at the end of the day, we exchanged contacts. You know, a lot of people rambling around him very gently. He went to attend to the media. Blah, blah, blah. Like seriously. Okay. Afterwards, we got talking. I've been to his house severally. I've engaged with him. But one thing he's done very primarily for me that I will appreciate forever, that as a young person I didn't understand at the beginning, was the fact that he told me, he said, you don't need any mentor. Princess, he calls me princess. Nigeria will mess you up. Whatever you want to do, do it with the white man. I always observe you the way you communicate and network. I want you to know that I have a lot of respect for you. There is nothing stopping you from being another Dangote. But you are in a country that doesn't appreciate women. They don't allow women be all that they can be. And all that and all that. He says he sees a lot of young women like me who hang around them. Some who even leave their school and come to the house and all that. He said a lot to me. Because but the very day he told me that he has a lot of respect for me, he always look at me the way I communicate and network and all that. This person has access to every sitting president at any point in time that he wants it to, even up to the sitting President Buhari, Abba Kyari and all that. Actually, there was a day I was in Abuja at a place where himself and the Abba Kyari cliques always meet and all that, and there was a conversation that came up. I'm like, please, where are you? Send text message. It doesn't cost me more than 2-3 text messages to schedule a meeting with him. And he said, okay, I'm in Lagos. Are you coming to Abuja anytime soon? He said, no. I said, I'm back in Lagos in 24 hours. In the next 24 hours, I would like to see you and all that. Again, in less than 48 hours, I receive a message, okay, we can meet at XYZ at so time. That's usually his thing. And he's very busy. His schedule changes every hour. I've known him since the day he was handling Ejina FPSO. And when Ejina FPSO was concluded, I stood at his residence and I was looking at it. I said, Princess, that is the result of the hard work of those years. I have engaged with him. I have stressed him. Hey, sponsor the Nimarex. Oh, yeah, do this. Oh, yeah, do that. You're not introducing me to anybody. Yeah, da 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 da. It's a princess. Who do I want to introduce you to that you don't know yourself? And actually, that was the day he told me, I always look at you the way you communicate and network. You are a highly informed young woman. There is absolutely nothing stopping you from being another Dangote except for the country that you are in. But fast forward to 9 years later, the wisdom of this man came back to me, particularly when I had challenge, and I had to send a message to him. I said, excuse me, sir, you are going to hear my voice. I'm going to fight. I want to fight. So if you hear anything about me, please, I'm sorry, sir. I apologize ahead of the fight. For me to be able to do that, because I maintained a status in the industry for all those years in such a manner that nobody has any negative record about me on anything, not sexually, not financially, not in any character-wise. Sometimes it's not difficult, but I know a lot of people hold me in high esteem. So, like I said, I've always had the opportunity to fight or reasons to. I take it with a pinch of salt, even if I'm dying. But this one, I said, sir, because I knew he was going to either read something or hear something, anything. So I took permission. He said, what happened? The issue looks complicated. I said, but you don't have to explain another. He was so scared. He was so worried. Princess, what happened? But like I said, for 8-9 years, like sometimes I like, sir, please, can you still try to be a bit arrogant? At least let me even know that you have money. There was a time there was a problem in some of my organs, and they said they've been trying to reach him. They sent him a mail. I said, I'll go and reach him. I will reach him. I sent him a text. I called him, and they said, oh, I'm going to be at XYZ. I'm hosting my cousin to lunch. She's coming from Canada. I think she should be part of that lunch meeting, and so we can talk. And when we got there, we were about 18 people. As he was attending to people, said, oh, Princess, don't go. We're going to talk. He will talk with you. If he misses my call, it could take days, it could take weeks. He is going to return those calls and speak with you. He is that humble, he's that dignified, And he doesn't like to be called a mentor. He said, I have nothing to mentor you about, you know everything. I said, no, I don't know. But like I said, I've learned from his life. His life. He has over $500 million investment in this country. He's been making money before I was born, in millions of dollars. he's been part of executive management of a bank since the year I was born, and he held that position for 28 solid years. It determines the employment of a CEO of a bank for at least all those 28 years. I remember there was a time I had an issue and he needed to send me something, and a bank MD was actually calling him to apologize that the bank app was down. You know what it would mean for a MD of a major bank to send you apologies that app was so he must be a big man, he must be a big boy. But the thing is, I never saw one iota of pride, of arrogance, of misdemeanor or misbehavior. Those are the people that mentors me indirectly, and I can go on and go on all through this video to continue to explain all the things that I have learned from him, but I won't be able to do that. Like I said, I've learned a lot from him, from more than those who parade themselves as unappointed mentors. And I'm still in awe of him, the things that he has done with his life at home and abroad. I want to thank you wherever you are, because I know you don't like this. Another thing he doesn't do, he really doesn't talk to the media, except it's extremely important. You know what it means to handle $3.4 billion projects, Ejina FPSO. Then it was about 1.2 trillion. Looking at the dollar rate now, it's like 2.4 trillion. If you tells me that somebody that could single-handedly handle such a project is not a respectable human being with over $500 million investment in the economy and has stayed consistently in business for close to 50 years and has handed over to another generation, could walk into any president at any time, sitting or past, oh my God, no. Chief Ladija Desimi, I want you to know wherever you are. I know you don't like your name to be mentioned. You are a very quiet person. He can move under the radar for the rest of his life. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like noise. He doesn't like attention. Very respectable. I want you to know that you don't always accept that mentorship title, but I have learned a lot from you, and I appreciate you wherever you are. I will send you this video by myself, and I know you will watch. It's also very pragmatic. It responds to messages, it responds to whether WhatsApp, whether phone call, whether text messages, and you know how busy. You can put him at the same status of operation, with maybe Atiku and all that, in terms of what Lado does and or entails. But you will never see pride in Chief Jadesimi. Yes, I have learned life lessons from him that will remain with me for the rest of my life. He's a good man. He's made a lot of impact in my career journey. Even when I had issues, I really, really appreciate him. And I need to put that on record. So let me move on to another person. I will call him Oga Aminu. Oga Aminu was in Apapa for a long while. One day he gave me money and I didn't collect it. Like, why give me money? Then I ran to it was a group finance person. Then I ran to the PA, to the MD, and I said, Susan, this guy gave me money and I didn't collect it. I'm scared. Is it testing me? I run trainings for the organization. I said, is it testing me or what? And Susan busted into laughter and I said, I mean, many times he comes and he just give all of us money. Sometimes he could give us rice, he could give anything. He gives a lot. And I said, so it's not testing me. He said, maybe his spirit just decided, I mean, we can. I said, okay. So another time I saw him, I had to apologize. That, Ogami, I don't know why, but he said, Madam Ronke. He calls me Madam Ronke. He said, I always look at you, the way you work hard, the way you try to educate our people. Anybody that can work with our people, I love my heart for him. And that is always watching me and all that. I said, so the day you give him an answer, he said, no, it's nothing. I said, I said, I actually thought you were testing me. He said, no, he appreciates my work ethic and all that. So, of course, we remained friends for years. One day, let me not go into that. But there was a day I needed to get into Abuja. I don't know what happened. I just put, hey, Abuja people, get ready. The queen is coming into town. And less than 5 minutes, I received a message. Madam Ronke, whenever you're in Abuja, let me know when you get in. Ogami sir, no problem. He said, and I want to be responsible for your mobility. I'll send you a driver. I was like, okay, for all your stay and all that, no problem. I didn't mean about bad thinking, Then on the day I was supposed to fly into Abuja, I received a text message in the morning that I should send my account number. Said, sorry, account number. Yeah, I sent, and so I received a lot of money, in hundreds of thousands. Anyway, like I should use it for my taxi. because the driver he wanted to give to me has been appointed on another assignment. I said, no problem, but I should make sure we'll see when before I leave Abuja. I said, yes, sir. So the first day I got into Abuja, did all my work. Second day, I think the second day, as I was getting back into my hotel room, as I was just removing my shoe, I just received, Madam Ronke, I hope you have not left Abuja. Make sure we'll see you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Oyami, please send me address. I just finished for the day. Send me address. Where are you? I'm coming right away. He has given me money for taxi, you know. So I just, and you know me, I just got down. I just waved the next green taxi. Village girl. Green taxi, World Bank, this, that, Asokoro, blah, blah, blah. So I was trying to look for the address. Where's World Bank? Where, I just said, when I looked up, I said, oh, that's the person I'm looking for. But the motorway I see, calm down, was the person I saw. I said, this is again. So I got down. I paid the taxi driver maybe less than 500 or 1,000 naira. He said, Madam Ronke isn't getting. When I got into that car, I don't been to places, so I've been to places, but the car was smelling like mint. It just came out of, factory. No problem. Oga, what's happening? I said, Madam Ronke, calm down. I think we went to eat. No, I think he took me to their home. And as soon as he opened the door, his kids jumped all over me as if they've met me before, particularly this small boy. I said, he said that's his own. He's very lively, very jovial and all that. Again, when I entered into that house, actually I wanted to sink. I wanted the ground to open and let me enter, because I couldn't reconcile the person that I know in Apapa, with the person that I'm seeing in Abuja. The opulence was too much, like I was in money everywhere, wealth and affluence and all that. I kept shouting, Oga Aminu. He said, Madam Ronke, calm down. I said, Oga Aminu, tell me what's happening. He just smiled. They said, I'm married to the daughter of General Abdusalam Abubakar, the former head of state. I said, how does he is? And his father is XYZ, but they have been trained never to be known wherever they find themselves. Do not let anybody know who you are. So my brain began to flash, like all these years that I've known this man in Apapa. Am I okay? Am I seeing the same person that I know? It's not. He said, Madam Ronke, he said, that's the way we are trained. I said, you're joking. Like, if we had poured water on you, if we had insulted you, if we had misbehaved, because in his office in Apapa, he doesn't have an office to himself. He sits in an open space where other staff, junior staff, I remember Jide, I remember this other lady, open office, and he would just sit down in this cubicle. So anybody wants to call, anything he wants to do, you will always see him sitting down with the files, papers, working, blah, 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 blah. In fact, when you see him with the MD or the owner of the company, it's when it's important that they take me out. So the level of humility was so I couldn't connect him to a president, a former head of state. If you know how rich General Salam Abubakar is, how powerful, and all that, to say, Madam Ronke, calm down. Like, so we talked about so many things, like, oh my God. And then we later went to eat, relax, enjoy, and all that. When I go back to Lagos, I say, okay, Susan, this I say, Oga Aminu. So you people have this big man in this place, and they say, all of them, I was like, Oga, and the staff began to talk. And say, he's the one that made me to have my land. That there was a time he called all the staff and said, anyone that wants to buy land and needs money, they should apply. And he gave them money to buy their first parcel of land. They were all below 40. He actually made them land owners and house owners. They began to build their own houses, and they are living in it today, paying the money small back. He likes that philanthropy thing, but the part of it that I was surprised about is his humility. Then, other things that I was doing. I needed to do something with the Nigeria and have me give me chief over my staff, talk to those person. If you have any problem, let me know, this, that. I'm a power deal. But very humble, just like Chief. Oga Aminu, I appreciate you. I won't talk about the other Dr. Aminu now. I'm going to talk about it. Like I said, this is a roll call. I'm talking about their journey, their impact in my life. These are people that are a phone call away, an email, even when I had problem with Greg, I think I called him and said, Oga, I have problem with this and that. It's always better when you have problem and you tell people by yourself before people begin to say rubbish about you. So Now, let me talk about the third person who is also very, very important to my life journey. I saw a magazine recently, I think Business on Maritime, where he was interviewed and actually decided to do this. On a particular day, under Engineer Omar Suleiman as MD of MPA, I think we were at Civic Center at an MPA event. I was sitting on a table and something ministered to me, and the Holy Spirit actually said, move to that table. So I moved to the next table. On that table were a lot of expatriates, and we got talking, we got talking. The APMC guy, Neil Fletcher, gave me his card. Another person gave me his card. So we got talking generally. Just from that table, interest was sparked between these two companies. APMC wanted me to work for them. The senior person also at the other Nigerian company wanted me to work for them. We're conversing a lot and all that, all about the industry. I think the second or the third day I got a call. I hope you are not going to go and work for APMC. This is a Nigerian company and owned by a Nigerian person, and it deserves this concessioning, and we have to find a way to help him. It took him 6 years to get me to take this assignment, and blah blah blah. And you here Nigerian, you've got something, that's what he usually says. That's how I became said. I said, okay, let me try. So we got working on the HR processes, recruitment processes, and all that, training and all that. I think I took him to the place where he drank his first palm wine in Calabash in Victoria Island, I think Terraculture, and I made him to eat ofada rice in a leaf with very spicy pepper, and then topped it with cold palm wine in Calabash. He liked it so much. He liked the experience, and he never forgets about it. He told me that he tells me that he still goes there. Oh, Ronki, I still go to take the palm wine. So we got working. This person works like mad, like crazy. When you're going to Tinkan, please, I don't wear heels. There's nothing like spray. Anything you are wearing, when you get into the last bus stop, you drop everything in the car. Then you wear boots. Because as he's walking, you have to be pacing with him. There are no two ways. He must walk around that terminal once a day. If you join a boat with him on the water, as the boat is stopping, he will hold the rails, bam, he's the first person on the next side. Sometimes we have to beg him to say, sir, go and take care of your health. He said, Ronke, work is life. This person has given me a lot of contacts, particularly during my contract process with Nemasa. All I told him at one of the dinner, lunch, whatever it was, I was doing this, I signed this contract, this and that. He actually linked me with the MSC, Global MD of MSC, Mediterranean Shipping Company, the second largest shipping company in the world. Oh, Ronki, that project that you're doing, do you want to meet the MD of MSC? Then the problem was already having K-leg. All the other results that we had put on the table, the agency was not responding, with the list that we needed. So I like, MSC, don't try it, don't embarrass don't embarrass me, because if I hold that meeting, they'll be asking me a lot of questions, and Nigeria wasn't prepared for that level of this thing. This man will take my card and distribute amongst the expatriate community. The first thing is, Ronki, she does training for us, this is what she does, this is that, she's got something to offer, blah, blah. He markets me a lot. And I've also linked other people, MDs of other companies with him, even outside the maritime industry. He's written a recommendation letter for me to London one time ago like that, maybe around 2014. Also in 2014, when I registered for an MBA in London, I needed to pay my registration fee, which was $800 then, which was about $138,000. I didn't have a dollar account then. I remember I ran to her papa and said, hey, excuse me, sir, I want to do this and that. And he did it, instantly giving me the details, and he did it. I had to return Naira to him. Let me point out this important part of his life. When he came into Nigeria, on the day he was being shown to his apartment in Ikoyi, everybody welcomed him. This is this is that, this is that, this is Mr. XYZ, this is Mr. XYZ. And when they left someone behind, according to his story, which he shared with me. When they left the person behind, I said, who's this person, the last person? I said, no, sir, she is here to make you happy. I said, make me happy? I don't need anybody to make me happy. Young woman was the problem. He asked her, and the woman broke into tears. She needed a job. She was a single mother. Nigerian men felt they could pimp her for the white man and all that. And no, she said no. Got her details. When he settled into the job, the first thing he did was to give her a job. Until tomorrow, close to 10 years now, she's been on the job. She's still on the job, doing very well, taking care of her kids. I've seen him help a lot of people. I've seen him allow people grow. He doesn't look at what you are doing in this department, what you are doing here, what you are doing here, so that he can get a cut or another. He's never interested in anybody's dime. And I can speak on this behalf. If they say somebody has never stolen a dime in the company that he's working for, I can vouch that's a debt on his behalf. In fact, there was a time they wanted to make him group managing director. He said he doesn't want to be in charge of all the subsidiaries. He said, Ronke, I want to stay with this terminal and make it the best in this country and probably in Africa. People ganged up against him. People said all sorts. They actually wrote a petition against him that he was sleeping with me. So if you're a Nigerian man, you are working with me, or you're trying to work with me, and they have not harassed you or lied against you that you are sleeping with me, or you are not afraid that if I work with her now they'll say I'm sleeping with her, or anything that has to do with that, then you have not started. So the rubbish blackmail that one want to blackmail that I want this, I want that, since no be today. They have written petition against this particular man that he was sleeping with me, because when I come, oh Ronke, just normal, I could, just friendship. This is the only person that I could sit. Let me say this. I could sit before him and take any cane, 1, 2. Even in the midst of all the expatriates. A lot of people don't know that I could take anything apart from Coke and malt, Chapman juice. No matter who you are, no matter the party, I won't take more than that soft drink. And they say she's dumb, she's this, and I not open her. You go they drink to stupor like this, I can drink, I will not do anything. Even for the 10 years that Greg knew me, he never knew that I can drink alcohol. For you to know how much the level of trust that I could trust this man, that I could be in their midst and I would drink and nothing will happen to me. He treats me like a daughter and everybody else. One day he was in Germany and brokered a particular deal for me and brought, Ronke, I remember you were doing this, you were doing that, and brought a card for me to the chief commercial director of a shipping company that has 200 vessels and took mine to him and linked us together. There's nothing he won't do for you without asking. Another thing that he does, which I have to talk about, is that when he sees me, this is as far back as 2014, 2015, 2016, even I've not seen him recently except to talk about Ronke, any man yet? Is my police? Any man yet? Then I'll keep quiet. I don't know what to say. Ronke, don't be like my daughter. My daughter got married early. She didn't want to have a child because she didn't want her body to be altered. She has a slim figure like you. I hope you're not trying to be like her. And this is what I told her. This is what happened. This and that. I said, no, sir. Then he said, any man yet? Then I will tell him the ones that are there. Yes, and this one, this one, this one. He will say, you will have to struggle to manage his ego. If you marry a young person, you will be the one striving to manage his ego. So Ronke, don't marry a young man, marry an older man that can take care of you. Ronke, you've done a lot for yourself. That's what you usually say. You've done it all for yourself, you don't marry a man that will take you backwards. It set a standard for me. I'm not sure I've discussed with him more than less than 10 men. At least, let me just be moderate. And it will guide you. This one, this one, that. Even when I was telling him that I can't marry an older man, I know that for this reason, Nigeria calls it aristo and all that. He told me, he said, in Nigeria, young girls run after men because they have nothing to offer. Actually, he usually used me as a cover. He would go to places and girls will run after him. They want to sleep with him, they want to go to home with him. You know what expatriate face and all that, and he feels so embarrassed that this doesn't happen in his country. Why is Nigeria like that? And because I don't operate that way, he feels so very comfortable with me that we will hang out. And when you see a man and a woman talking and you think I'm his girlfriend, so he just uses it to ward off Nigerian women, and he will stay until it's 90 days and go back home, travel to his wife and kids and all that, come back after 11 days or so. His son is here in Nigeria. I've met him. We've been friends. He lost a daughter sometimes. Very good man. I can't continue to reel out all that he has done for me as a young woman in my career path. I can't continue to reel it out. Particularly global contacts. I'm still going to go and meet him very soon. I needed CMAGGM. I need something at CMAGGM. Globally or not Nigeria, he will do it for me. He will give me. In my last month or so, he was abroad actually, and I needed the contact of this recent APM's CEO. There was a crisis at Tinkan involving them and MP. I needed to talk to the MD of APMC myself. He was in London. He responded to me. There's nothing that I want that he won't give to me. Until Nigerians became unfortunate and said I was sleeping with him, he was so pained. Like, Ronke, you're a good person, I'm a good person. We are trying to better the life of those people. What's my business? And his name is actually Mr. John Jenkins, the the managing director at Ports and Cargo. To the point that they said it I had to go and respond to that allegation. And I met Dr. Afolabi, and Dr. Afolabi said, what's my business with you you're sleeping with? Does this woman know what she's doing? They say yes. So she ran a training for this company, and she did it very well according to what the staff is saying. Is this not what we discussed at the last meeting, that we still having problem about and all that? Madam, I'm sorry. This is Dr. Taiwo Afolabi. Madam, I am sorry. Please give me your card. So like I said, this man has done so much for me personally as an individual, and he doesn't put himself in the papers, Mr. John Jenkins. If you see anybody that is putting themselves in the paper every time, paying for media slots, paying for media this, packaging and all that, saying they are this, they are that, they are the alpha and omega of the Nigerian maritime industry, and that is all a lie. It's all packaging. The real people that really matters, they don't talk. The real big men. If you want everything in the industry to work within a decade, like I said, I can point 1 to 20 people, 20 max, who won't say that, a jag, anything, and you want to see $100 billion, you'll see it. They don't talk, but the contact of the whole world that controls the shipping industry is in their pocket. Yeah, they will sit down on the table and dine with you, tell you things, open doors for you. When they wanted to buy 2 vessels, and they said, Ronke, oh, your job is still on? Can I take care of 10 cadets for you? You won't have to pay anything. Just make sure you take care of your insurance and assure they are not going to misbehave. I say, yeah, on a vessel, it's no problem. But unfortunately, the agency involved didn't release list, as usual. But they were willing to spend their own money to train these people and to employ them. Like I said, the vistas that we opened were vistas that could employ these people, at least half of them globally, internationally. So the people who claim they are ship owners, they want to do sea time, they want to do this, they want to do that, have they employed at least 500 or 1,000 of these cadets? And show me where those people are working. They only use the politics to truncate the journey of these wonderful and beautiful young people. But there are people who have made impacts, who spend their money training, who spend their money doing anything for Nigerian youths. And there are people who will struggle to Nemasa to give them the money. If you really want to train, you are a big man, go and use your money to train 50 on your own account. Let us see, and put them in paid jobs, high-paying jobs, not using them and dumping them. So today is my opportunity to talk about Mr. John Jenkins. Forever, he can be in Apapa and Ikoyi and never talk to any Nigerian media about anything. And you all see his strides, what Ports and Cargo and CFAX Group has become under the leadership of that man. I'm so grateful for the day that I met you and your Fletcher. I'm so grateful for all the people, all the expatriates that I've met through you. I'm so grateful. Recently, I needed the contact of APMC CEO, the new one. All I needed to do was to send a text. He was in London. He responded to me. And I was telling one Nigerian, the things that these ones handle, yet they are accessible. Another Nigerian, like ordinary local government chairman, can never handle such till they die. Yes, they are more arrogant than anything. But that's by the way. I've mentioned Chairman Lado, I've mentioned Oga Aminu, I've mentioned Mr. Jenkins. Let me also put this on record. Another Dr. Aminu. I don't call him Aminu, we call him MNI. MNI has been in the US for about 25 years as a lecturer in one of the universities in the US before he came working for Nigeria. He was actually brought in back into the country by one of our former minister for transport. It was at one of our event organized by myself in Victoria Island, that I met him. He came to represent someone. And the level of organization, the level of sophistication on the table, I guess, down to the lunch and all that, it was wild-like. So there are people who don't do anyhow in Nigeria. He's seen a lot of anyhowness, and he was struggling to settle in. So we became friends, actually. And everybody's always so scared of him. And I related with him so peacefully, And one day he shocks me. He said, I see you as a role model to my daughter. I hold you in high esteem. But this and this is happening in my daughter's school, and I'm not happy about it. And it was fuming because, I think they were in college, and I had to go and intervene. For this Oga to tell me that he sees me as a role model for the daughter. The daughter actually was in a Christian school. He's a Muslim, and she uses hijab even in America. And when she came to Nigeria, she was still used to her hijab. And they told the school, she's used to her hijab. Do you mind? And the school says, no problem. So the school collected their money and later began to give them attitude that she had to remove the hijab. The parents were like, remove it. Shebi's just go. The girl wasn't used to it. She wasn't used to it, and her education began to get affected and all that. He's a very busy person. Like I said, I had to take up the contact. I had to go to the school. I had to intervene. What did this man see in me that made him to say that he sees me as a role model to his daughter? Fast forward to maybe barely a year later, they nominated us on a particular table on a major assignment with one of President Buhari's friend who reports directly to him. And like, don't kill me. I didn't write anything to that level, I don't know. And he connected me before he knew I was in this house. He said, I knew why I connected you. I mentioned your name on the table. I said, okay, why? What happened? They said, it's investigated me. They said, I have clean records. They said, I'm credible. I said, where? He told me the agency. Oh, he's your cousin. He told me the person. I went to find out, like, are you so person? Do you know so person? I said, yes, it's my uncle. Before I knew it, he was placing a call to a former minister, and they were talking to me. He was talking to one particular DG. All he wanted was, what can he do for me? I must make progress. So one day he said, if he wants to ask anything from Hadiza Bala Usman, he will ask, and she will give him, but he's not going to ask because she respects him a lot, and he doesn't want to lose that respect. What do I want from Hassan Bello? He will call him. And as we were talking, Hassan Bello called him actually and was inviting him and his wife for lunch at home, and they talked, said they've not sat down in a long while, blah, 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 blah. Who do I want? When I used to travel a lot, spend a lot of money in hotel, one day I needed to see him in Abuja, and it was like, why are you in Jabi? What are you doing there? Take this code, mention her name. You'll just be paying 12.5 or 25% of the real fee in Asokoro. You can sit down there and have your meetings. You don't have to go to people's office. These are people that has never opened their mouth to ask me out or ask for anything in exchange for anything, yet introduced me to very, very high-profile platforms. There was a day a Navy officer misbehaved to me in Kaduna and assaulted me actually, and I was so scared I ran out of my hotel. He said I should even thank God that I came here. I didn't wear a trouser and I don't speak the language, and they said, no, stay calm, you are in a military environment. And before he finished talking on the phone, a car had parked beside me. Are you Madam XYZ? Yes. I said, yes. We are sorry. Oga said this and that. Even me, when Navy began to arrive to protect me, I don't know who he called. Till tomorrow I never saw the person. That I was harassed by a gunman. They dismissed him instantly, stripped him of everything. I think kept him on guard for 2 weeks. I was later begging and with instruction that my hotel must be protected until I leave the next day, and they should make sure I return to Abuja safely. What is the word? He said she is a woman. She came to a hospitality environment. She has no reason to be harassed, even if she's wearing a trouser, even if she comes with a man. She's in a hospitality environment. We are Navy. We are not violent people. And the message needs to be passed. I begged and begged. MNI begged and begged. The other guy on the other side made a scapegoat. Never harass a woman. Till tomorrow, I'm telling you, fear see they catch me. It's been close to 4 years. Fear see they catch me. So I don't report people. These organs will do anything to protect me and to make sure I make progress. I'm really, really so grateful. When I got into that particular place in Abuja, you see the CG Custom, you see Chief Abba Kyari, you see Baba Fontua, all those powerful people, Buhari's friends and all that. Me, who sabi my papa? Ordinary me, Ronke Kosoko. But integrity, honor and dignity took me there. And I'm so grateful, Dr. Aminu Guso. I'm so grateful. He's very powerful. He's very, very powerful man. but very, very empathetic, very a disciplinarian, very principled. People misunderstand him, but if you know him, you know he's just a proper human being. Appreciate your, because I won't talk about the figure of the job on which he introduced us. On a particular one, we presented to a team of 45 people and it was not on the table, and we scored 77 or so. If something is small, they say, why are you pursuing that? I say, it's so small. They say, why are they not helping you in that your industry? You know everybody will mention names. Why I will not just talk and say, Ogami, don't worry. You know, that's mechanic number 4. Maybe I should spice it with one person from the spiritual parts. Let's just balance the equation. Bishop David Oyedepo. I saw him in May 2021, actually. I've known him for about 20 years. But I was shocked when I saw Bishop in 2021 May. And he was telling me about 2011, 10 years ago. He said, I know you. I have your book. You are this, you are that, you are exercising, you are this. I said, Papa, don't kill me. And I was afraid. I said, this man, I called everybody around me that knows. I said, he's a very dangerous man. How did he remember 10 years ago? Oh, they say you don't know Bishop. He will tell you the time, the dates, even the clothes that you are wearing. He has a very, very dangerous electric mind. And on that night, his son, Pastor David, was there looking at him. I actually didn't want to talk to him. It was 2 days before the 15th convocation of Covenant University. So when I saw his eyes, I said, this man not sleep. He has not slept for about 3 days. Let me leave him. I'd seen his daughter a day before, and we talked a lot. We've not seen in like 2-3 years, and it's like, she's been back since 2019, this and that. We were all in Bible school together in 2007 when the brothers were appointed into ministry by Kenneth Copeland and all that. I was a product of that ground, lived there, worked there, counted his money, you know, even had Covenant University scholarship after I graduated and all that. But one thing that stood this man out, that I learned as a young person, it sits over maybe 5,000 branches of churches, over 35,000 staff in about 5 continents, runs 2 universities, runs hundreds of primary and secondary schools, whatever that is, runs a lot of, real estates, run a lot of things. Kenaland alone is work, let alone Landmark University and other things that is done with his life. Is run aviation, is run hospitality business and all that, wherever it is, attending to over 500,000 people on a weekly basis and over 6 million globally. I don't know what the number is now, talking to over 160 countries all over the world. And it has a system that helps him to identify what a gatesman or a middle-level person is saying and act on it, and even prioritize it more than what a high-profile political person is saying. I have seen him leave politicians till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. unattended to, and he will go and attend to young people. He will tell them, those ones are my future. These ones, wait. He will attend to young people. He will attend to important things, even at his own expense. Like I said, in 2021 May, when I went to see him, actually when Greg kidnapped me, I sent a message to him. XYZ, tell Bishop I have been kidnapped. Be praying for me, I'm coming back. When I came back, I went to meet him. Bishop, I'm fighting. This is what happened. This is what happened. He prayed for me. I know what he said to me. And so in May, there was a reason. I said, Baba, this and that. He told me what will happen on some of the issues. Because I told him, I said, now principalities and powers are they deal with too. I said, I've not even been to church here for 22 and a half years. I told him, I'll tell him everything. He's my father. He laughed. One thing he does very well is if you are coming with a trailer load of problem, Bishop Oyedepo will make you laugh. You will laugh first. When you finish laughing, when it dows the tension, you will just like, it's very humble. You see, anybody with humility kind of gaslights me. I hate arrogant people. I'm a very, very outspoken woman, but arrogance is not part of me, except you don't know me. When you are arrogant, I hate you with perfect hatred. You know. So that's why some people think I am not respectful. I don't respect arrogant people who sees me that because I'm a woman, because I'm young, my opinion doesn't matter, my effort doesn't matter. I won't respect them and I don't respect them. So if I've had any problem with anybody, maybe that's what happened. I have one young woman like that, Monica Beck. She sits over about 8.9 billion euros. She's just as small-bodied as I am, flat-chested. I'm even finer than her. Another 8.9 billion euros. She's just there, calm. When I'm talking to MD of Commerce Bank in Germany, calm. I send an email, you receive a response. When you are talking to Consular General, you send an email, you receive a response. You get a recommendation. It's only when you come to Nigeria, say, wahala go dey. Another person that inspires me that I've talked about recently, she's Dr. Danko Peter Said. I say when he was DG, it doesn't cost me more than 2 text messages, phone call, chats. I'm there on his floor. We talk more. Same when he was in office, same when he was out of office. No pride, no arrogance, no chip on the shoulder. Very easy to identify with. It communicates with you. Oh no, this is the issue. This is simplicity doesn't make life complicated for me. I'm grateful to my boss, Mr. Laoye Jayola, Dr. Ajiloju, MD Railway, Mr. MD Railway. When the railway project was Fides Okria, when the railway project was ongoing, they were very busy with Indians from back kind of travels to India, China. You run to Abuja, they've gone to China. You run back when they're back from China, they are at a hotel. So one day, I won't run mad. So I got into a boutique and they said, he's gone to a hotel. I just left everything. A hotel today, now they have a good day, go come on. And they were there when I got there, sitting at the front with the minister, Rakusi, and everybody. So I just went, took my seat, and went to meet him, knelt by his side. Sir, I'm XYZ. My paper is on your table. This issue that he should, and he gave me his number. He said, "Can we meet in the office?" And he was so, very polite, very. When I went to his office, there were a lot of people attending to a lot of people. This man stopped his meeting with all the men, with all his friends. Young woman, singled me out, attended to me, asked where my file was. I went to call Austin, the one in charge of the file. What happened? He sorted the issue. I love powerful people who don't use their power recklessly. Mr. Fides Okria, he may not even remember me, but I remember what he did to me. I can continue, but I knew I will stop here. I have a lot of friends in the industry, actually. I have a lot of friends. And like I said, it's important for me to just say these things out. I just decided just about a week ago that I was going to do this. So that people would not think I'm just Margaret Thatcher. I don't have friends. No, I know people. People that I can't even mention their names. That one phone call, one text message, I'm in their house, or they give me an appointment. So if I chose to fight, the fight was important. So some people have judged me because one of my egbon told me recently that maybe I should stop talking. Maybe that's why somebody is afraid of me. I said no. In fact, if I don't shalaye and explain myself as a woman and as a young person, what they have done in this place is enough to wreck the career of anybody, which is their mission. And it behoves on me to find a way to let those who care, who really care, who do not have any evil plan to know, oh, this is all those person is. So if she can work with this, if she can work with that, okay, you don't understand, so that people don't just box you. People that will be unfortunate and want to box you will do that. It's no longer your problem, So I want you to know that I have good people in my life, and I'm so grateful for them, for their life, for their journey, for their impact. Now I want to move to the core work issues. I'm going to talk about CILT. I'm going to talk about the president's man. I'm going to talk about some issues that we all need to pay attention to. I've addressed Nimarex issue in a particular video. You will get it. I've addressed Deep Blue issue and some other industry issues in some places. I've even addressed prison issues, the fact that people go to prison like joke in this industry. I will wreck people's career. But it's important to now move on to the core issues. So pick any video that you want. I think I will upload them all. You watch and watch and watch and watch. Thank you once again for your time. Thank you.